Greetings. Today we're going to work on the WAD WebIO-CountWords. And as you can see from the description, we're supposed to learn about Apache HTTP Components library, which makes it a little simpler, although not completely trivial, to manipulate, go out to the web and find things and bring them back in. And also, if you follow this link, this page, you get to this page, which has some nice little sample code that shows how to do it. So I'm going to use that as kind of the basis for solving this assignment. And so we have to create, as usual, I gotta start my timer. Okay, so as usual, we've got to create a new Eclipse project. And the name of this project is going to be WebIO-CountWords. And then inside that project, I'm going to create a new package to store our program because I want to get the package info created for me. So this is going to implement the WebIO-CountWords WAD. Get rid of that one. And then inside here, I'm going to create a new Java class called WebIO-CountWords. We want the main in there. And we're going to finish. Okay. So, but we're going to use this library, right? And so one of the reasons why I included this WAD is to get you used to kind of using third-party libraries. And so if you go to the Apache HTTP components, you'll see the download page. And so I downloaded this 4.2.5.zip file. And I placed it in my home directory in the Java subdirectory HTTP components client 4.2.5, and then there's a lib directory which has all the jar files that you need to make this package accessible to your program. So how do we do that in Eclipse? Basically, we take this, we go to Project, Properties, we go to Libraries, and we're going to add some external jars. And as you can see, I'm in the Johnson Java HTTP Components lib directory. And I'll select all these guys and open it, and then say OK. And now we should theoretically be able to access these classes. So we go here, and we are just going to start off by selecting this code. And then let's paste it in here. And what we're going to see is we have a bunch of quick fix issues. So the first one is it wants to import HTTP client. Then it wants to import default HTTP client. Then it wants to import HTTP GET. Now you might ask yourself, why can't it just go ahead and do all the imports for me? And I think there's a good case to be made that if there's only one possible import, it should just go ahead and do the import for you. But in many cases, there's multiple packages that have that same class, and in that case, it's going to want you to kind of decide which import it has. So for the time being, we'll just do that and get them all in there. Okay, so here's an example of 3 different possible input streams, and we want the java.io one. Okay. And then we're going to see now that there's an unhandled exception. And so we can say, we can add the throws exception here if we want. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. You guys might be even realizing what I forgot to do, because we haven't been seeing all these little check style errors. Let's go back to here and make check style active. And now we're going to start to see various issues. If I go down to problems, okay, I'm missing, oops. set up. Okay, so now I'm missing some JavaDoc comments, so let's fix that. Implements WebIO-CountWords WAD. And then, so this is going to read in contents of www.cnn.com, count the number of tokens, and then write out the number. And we're going to ignore our args, and then we got some if protocol is bad, if problems occur reading the URL. Okay. Redundant throws. Oh, it doesn't like where the finally is, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let's redundant throws. See what that says. Oh, cool. Okay, so client protocol exception is a subclass of IO exception, so we don't really actually even need that guy in there. And we can get rid of that. And now we're all good, except we got this import statement. Okay, so we're kind of meandering around using quick fix a little bit. So now what we've got is this kind of skeletal code to get things, and the first thing I think we want to do is make this the actual URL, www.cnn.com, right? Because that's the one we're supposed to get, right? Okay. And then we've got this input stream. Okay, and I'm going to show you, we could do it this way, which would be fine. But there's kind of a cool thing you've got in Java 7, which is the try with resources. So we can do it this way instead. Try input stream in stream equals entity.get content. And then once we've done that, we can get rid of this, and we can also get rid of that finally block, because this try with resources is going to automatically ensure that that resource is closed. That's the cool thing about try with resources. So, you know, one of the things you'll find out about Java programming is if you open up connect sockets or connections to things, then you have to make sure that they're closed in order to not have them hang out in case of exceptions, and you can kind of run out of these things and have your program terminate because of it. So this try with resources is a nice way to get rid of these finally blocks. Okay, so we have this input stream, and now we want to get the data out of it. Okay, and so there's kind of a standard buffered reader equals new buffered reader input stream reader in stream, like that. And then of course we're going to have a few imports that we got to do. Input stream input stream reader. What's wrong with you? New buffer reader. In stream. Come on, this has got to be okay. method. We don't want one of those. Oh, I know why. It's got to be a constructor. Okay. Sorry about that. So we create a new input stream reader, passing our in stream. We create a new buffered reader with our new input stream reader, and now we've got a buffered reader. And now we can say string line, and we can say while line equals reader dot read line not equals null. This again is kind of like Java idiom stuff. System.out.println line. Okay. And what I basically want to do here is just make sure that I can get this CNN.com and print out all the lines. Now, what we really need to do is get to the tokens, but we're not quite. I just want to test to make sure that we can actually see the page. So let's try to run this. Okay, and what we can see is awesome. We've actually printed out all the lines in CNN.com, which looks like a lot of lines. Okay. So we've got this string that's a line, and we want to count up the tokens. Now we're back to something we've just done previously. So let's go to WebIO-CountWords and go in here and see how we did that. And basically, we created a string tokenizer. And we got to say int tokens equals 0. And then when we get out of this while loop, we can just say system.out.println tokens. I'm just checking my. Okay. Oh, actually, this thing is. There we go. All right, so we had a little bit of indentation problems, but we just took care of that. Okay, so now, having done that, we're going to read in each line. We've seen that that works. We're going to tokenize the line, count the tokens, update them, and so if we run it one more time, we get 5730 is the number of tokens in our program, and we appear to be done. Let's see, anything else we have to do? Satisfies coding standards, white space delimited tokens. Should be good. And it took us about 12.5 minutes to do it, a little bit longer.